What's up, guys? Today we are talking about the Pi network and answering the question, is it a scam? In my honest opinion, the answer is in no. Oh no. So let's go into a little bit about exactly what it is that people are a little resistant about so we can really answer exactly what is going on. What is it that seems kind of iffy that makes people curious if it's a scam. So it does somewhat resemble a pyramid scheme. I can understand that. But I have made a very high dollar animated chart that we'll look at here in just a minute that'll go over the details to kind of explain away some of the fears with that. But first, let's go into their definition. So here it talks about how Bitcoin uses miners and how they have to have a huge amount of electricity to work away, uh, to verify and to process all these transactions and provide them to the ledger. So what Pi is trying to do is they're trying to spread out a network of trusted people so it forms a huge spider web, if you will, of trusted individuals so that they can always be um, relied on. So you don't have to go through the computing power and have to go through the programming, but you go through people, and those everyday people that are actively using and invested in the program itself are the ones that are going to be providing that verification. So on to the high dollar animated graph here. Let's take a look and let's just for argument's sake, this is the very beginning. I mean, obviously it would look a lot different, but we're not going to get into the technicalities here. Let me go, here's, take a little bit away. There we go. So, a little more focal point right here. So we have each one of these lines is an invitation from a user. So let's just say, for argument's sake, this is the very beginning. Let's just say it's mine. This just kind of, makes it less confusing. So I've invited all these people. So I can have up to 5 people trusted in my security circle, and that's basically me vouching to the network that these are good people, these are trusted, these are not robots, these are not hackers, these are, people that are going to be using the coin. So those are represented by the long lines here on my significant animation. So each one of those is going to go to another circle. This is another person who has downloaded the app. Each circle, whether it's a bigger circle or a smaller circle. So we go down here, for example, here's a bigger circle, there's long lines, there's 5, so that's the maximum that they can verify as trusted people. So that branches off to where we can't see them because I got tired of doing all this. And then there's 3 smaller lines, as you can see. So these are going to be users that have joined with their code, this person's code, but they're not part of the security circle, so they're not going to be part of this person's verification process. But these 5 people that have been invited and accepted will be. So on mine, I have 1 person that's done invites, 2 people, 3, 4. Now this person hasn't done anything, and then 5. So then I have 3 more, for argument's sake, that although they have joined with my code, let's say through a YouTube video or something, and they don't mine very often, I have not selected them to be part of my bigger circle. So these ultimately will, when we get to the main net at the very last step, these ones are going to be taken away from the equation. Oh, this brush is tricky. Let's get fancy. There we go. So that kind of eliminates some of the ones from mine. And then this guy over here is also going to be cut because he's not doing any good for us. So these guys go, and then these ones will be cut for him. And then, we can just go through and kind of look at some of the same examples. But how it's going to work is some of these people are going to be a lot more excited about the network, and some of them are not going to be so excited. There, now I can see my dot better. So this guy here, Pinky invited the blue and the purple, right? So blue had a good time with it, and he hit a few good people, well, a good person, he hit the black one hit the red one hit another blue one, and just continued to spiral on through the network. So as you can see, all these people, as they continue on, some of them are going to be duds, and some of them aren't going to do any good, and they're not going to expand, you know. Some of them are just not interested or have deleted the app or whatever. Some of them, however, are, and they're always going to be producing more and more people, and it's going to continue to spiderweb. Now, if you focus right here in the high dollar animation, this is where, you know, it's the best visualization. Here's me inviting somebody. Here's one person they invited and their invites, and that's going to continue to spiderweb just like the rest of all that did. So it's really a simple, you know, deal, except for a pyramid scheme and how it's being, you know, possibly portrayed is all the people that are involved have to be involved for it to work. Whereas with the Pi network, they plan to eliminate what they suspect to be fake or fraudulent accounts and bots, and they want to take away the access to these kinds of things getting any kind of benefits. So they're not wanting the same structure. So it's not sound and it's not accurate to say on that aspect that Pi is actually a scam. So that's the wrong one. So let's go back into what they have to say, actually, because if you go to their questions and answers, which is where we're getting information from today, they talk about it. It says, Pi is not a scam. It is a genuine effort by a team of Stanford graduates to give everyday people greater access to cryptocurrency. Pi's core team is led by 2 Stanford PhDs and 1 Stanford MBA, all of whom help build Stanford's blockchain community. We cannot guarantee that the project will succeed. That's a fair statement that they're making there. You know, nobody can guarantee that anything's going to work. However, we do promise to work our hardest to make our shared dreams a reality while maintaining the highest standards of integrity. You can learn more about us in Core Team page in the main menu of the app. And we're not going to go into that right now. That's something that you guys can kind of branch out and do on your own. You know, so they're addressing it. They're saying that they're not planning on, you know, this being a scam. They're not planning on it failing. They're not planning on it being misrepresented. However, you can't always make the guarantee that everything's going to go as you plan it, you know, because there are things like COVID-19 at this particular moment as this video is being made that are making huge, you know, financial, stock investment, crypto decisions. It's going through and it's causing havoc in the market. So that's something you have to prepare for. However, if everybody can get together and everybody can make it worthy, and everybody can continue on to build the project, then I think that we have a very, very good chance of this succeeding. All right, so going down, here's a little bit on what they're going into about the fake bots, fake accounts, so on and so forth, what they plan on doing, all the different verifications that you first go through, which really isn't a whole lot. However, you do have to verify through a phone number or through Facebook, so they do want to know what's going on there. So ultimately, I think that the chart should kind of sum up the biggest question on what people have is Pi network a scam? The answer is no. The Pi network is not really that complicated. That complicated. It's just a referral network of individuals that once they are trusted, they invite somebody. Once that person that's been invited is trusted, they go to invite people. And once those people they've invited are trusted, they invite people. And ultimately, you end up with a giant spider web of people that will and will not be part of the mainnet. So all these ones up here will be, all these ones will not, because those individuals weren't mining enough or weren't doing enough. So the people that are trusted, these people that are doing the invites, they are the ones that are using the discretion, and they are the ones that are doing the footwork in the inviting to grow this network and to make it bigger. So they are the ones ultimately that are contributing to the factor. So these are going to be nodes. My handwriting is horrible, especially with this. So the nodes are all going, let me get a color I haven't used much. Let's just do purple. That's as bad as we get. All right, hold on. I'm going to do a little bit more of a visual since we're already at this point. So all these big circles are going to be nodes. They're all going to be interconnected. Not necessarily just through that one. It's just I'm trying to open this together. All these dudes are going to be interconnected through all like a chain, basically, just like what you saw in the smaller version before. I made it messy. And this is going to be what makes all the transactions verified. This is what's going to ensure after all these smaller little pieces are all sectioned out, all the scam, all the people that obviously want to manipulate the app, all that's sectioned out. These big red circles that we see are all the active members who believe in it. These are the ones that are going to keep everything going. It's not really a pyramid scheme. It's not a triangle. I mean, I see how you could see that at first, but it's really a smart way to go through it to make sure that everybody's valid, you know. So I hope that this video was good enough to hopefully answer the question for you. Is it worth your time? I personally think so. Going into my app, you know, I'm still fairly new to it. I have 312 pi as this video is made. Currently making 0.71 pi an hour. Of course, we have obviously reached some pretty good numbers, so we are going through some halvings. So the time is now to get involved with it if you are going to. Any new currency, once you are on the ground level of it, you have to, you know, the sooner the better. So you have to look to the present as well as the future. If this is something you guys are interested in, my personal opinion is it doesn't burn any data, it doesn't burn any battery. So let's say that you waste some time and all this doesn't ultimately be anything, no harm, no foul. But let's say you do invest time in these Pi coins that are just simulations right now. Once those are awarded to us, and let's say those are worth, hypothetically, purely speculation, not advice whatsoever, let's say those are worth $3 a coin per se, then I'm looking at close to $1,000 right here, hypothetically. Now, there's no guarantee whatsoever that's going to be what happens, but that is a possibility with this project. This project is going to be a marketplace. It's going to be a reward system for advertisements. It's going to be basically a Craigslist, Amazon, that is powered by its own cryptocurrency that wants to be conducted worldwide. That is what the Pi Network is aiming to be. A scam? Absolutely not. Revolutionary, in my opinion? Yes. So revolutionary that people are afraid of it, but I genuinely think the project is going to work. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Again, none of this is supposed to be a solicitation or investment advice. I am not an investor. I am not a trader. I do my own thing. I like cryptocurrency. I have a few coins. I got about $500 in coins. I'm going to see if it takes off, and if it doesn't. Pi Network is one I am extraordinarily curious about. I'm very excited about it. If you want to join along, by all means do. You can join underneath me. We can have a great time with it. However, I'm not forcing anybody or suggesting anybody does. I can't guarantee that ultimately it's going to play out and that you're going to make any money in the future.